This is Boxing Tickets NI. We are delighted to be joined all the way in America with Brandon B Hop McCarthy.
Yeah, yeah. How's things, Steve? You well?
Things are fantastic. Yourself?
All good, yeah, yeah. Living the dream, as they say over here, but no, working hard every day. Things are going good.
The Obviously we're some of the mates here. The B Hop. Obviously, you obviously play a bit of basketball in your free time. Although I haven't seen you playing basketball much recently.
Nah, it's all the slagging you've been giving me about it, so I said I'd pack it up and just stick to the boxing instead.
Speaking of that, did you see Tommy's story last week? Him trying to play basketball.
I did, yeah, yeah. Tommy's getting withdrawal symptoms now because he's not over here with me. That's what it is. He's trying to make up the empty feeling, so he went up to the basketball court to shoot a few hoops.
He hadn't. I don't think he'd seen your live you'd done that day. Obviously, where you're trying to play basketball, he's now trying to replicate it, and he's actually worse at basketball than you. So you're not the worst at basketball now.
Not anymore, I'm not anyway, yeah. That won't be the first thing he's worse than me at now, Steve, but
The governor's taking that title.
yeah.
We've obviously spoke back and forth, obviously since your pro fight, but obviously haven't had you on since your second pro fight. I guess when you sort of look back, it was a few months ago now. You probably started June. First taste of sort of blood. Obviously, a bloody nose sort of had to get through a wee bit. Obviously, on the night, Brandon. When you look back on it, how do you reflect on it? Just another night at the office for you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, it's just a bloody noise. I even remember when I was watching back, I was looking at the commentators and they were like, "Oh, it's a bit of blood and this and that." Like, well, I'm in the amateur game long enough, and nosebleed is not, and you know what I mean. I've overcome it 100 times, so I was just keeping the head calm, sticking to the plan, and getting a good 6 rounds in. Yeah, I had a good tough one for my second one, but it's the fights I kind of want. You know what I mean? Just to kind of see the level I'm at and progress every
Particularly,
fight.
obviously, I know you dropped them in the second round as well. Like, particularly obviously after the debut, and it's sort of, I know sometimes it's like it's that fine balance. Obviously in Dublin the other week for colm fighting, he's 12-0 with 10 knockouts. And sort of going sometimes, where do you sort of balance the experience and obviously stopping people? It's like it's sort of trying to find that fine balance, but you obviously take good rounds of experience, probably over dropping someone in the first round day in, day out.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. But even in my amateurs, I wasn't a big puncher anyway. Hit and move, you know the name of the game. Hit and don't get hit. So that's kind of my thing. Only since I've come into the pro game now, I'm just trying to settle down a bit more and slow the pace down, just for the later rounds and stuff. But I'm not going to go looking for the knockout. Like I know I'm not heavy-handed like that, but I know if I have the timing and the speed and I land the correct punch and the correct technique, it will be game over for someone. But that's not what I go looking for. Do you know what I mean? If I can dominate someone for 6 rounds, 8 rounds, and look good doing it, I'd rather do that than a fella cover up in the first round and just take a knee.
Sort of for some people, they explain of sort of look at the Sean McComb approach, sort of make them look silly and sort of land three or four to their sort of one, and not sort
Yeah,
of going all out looking for to stop someone when you probably know in your own head that you wouldn't be. Well, not to say you wouldn't be a massive puncher, because like people's come across in the amateurs not being a puncher, and then they come to the pros and all of a sudden they're knocking everybody out and you're going, where's this power sort of come from?
yeah, yeah. I know, but a lot of it's on the technique. But especially Sean McComb, like if it's not broken, don't fix it. What he was doing was working lovely every time. Why would you change it round after round if it was working? And that's my kind of game. Whatever's working, I'm going to stick to it and start adding on to it. And if the right punch comes and the knockouts are there, I'll take them. And I'm looking to be an exciting fighter. And if I see the opportunities there, I'm going to go and try close on it.
Would you say sort of in your last fight, you sort of, I guess, you probably maybe get a bit complacent maybe at times, sort of dropping the hand, sort of that's when you did get caught at times. I guess you want to be able to express yourself and sort of try and entertain the crowds in the day without that crowd coming. You're not really going to get fight or going to get paid too much in this game, so you have to entertain them at the same time.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. That's what people are paying money for, is to come sit in seats and watch good fights. So I remember watching back on my last fight. I kind of after I got the knockdown and stuff, I kind of got that buzz that I was going to get him out of there and this and that, and maybe that's where I got a bit complacent. And then I got a bit of realization that these are not just your everyday journeymen, like that. This fella's not just going to go down straight away there and then. And I think maybe looking back at it, I might have switched off for one round, and then I kind of got my second wind, is what they call it, and went back to my box and back to what I was good at, and just picked them apart then for the rest of the rounds.
America is obviously totally different to obviously the UK and Ireland. Obviously, seeing like obviously in your second pro fight, if you were in Ireland, you probably would have been fighting like a let's say a UK journeyman that sort of it's not really a test in some ways. Like I remember speaking to Emmett Brennan about this. Obviously, there isn't really journeyman in America. Like the opponent you beat last time out, he obviously beat someone in their debut there 2 fights afterwards. So like they're taking scalps. They don't know or understand what a journeyman is. They're there to try and give themselves a better life rather than just going through the motions.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I followed a guy who last fought there. He's been getting onto some like these misfits cards and these big cards now causing upsets, and that's what these people over here are looking for. They just need the one opportunity to cause one upset or one shock, and then they're in the door. You know, they're getting used as journeymen by big promoters and big stuff. So you're not just going to get a fella that's just going to take a paycheck and go home. Like these guys are out trying to make their spot as well and trying to get the opportunity.
It's cheating the game sometimes, and then cheating you probably if you're not having an opponent there. They sort of put you through your emotions. Like if they're there and they want to try and take your head off, even better because you're only going to grow and progress quicker through that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I see with a lot of European fighters and Irish fighters that when they come over stateside, then after having a couple of fights over in Europe and stuff, they're getting tested differently than what they have been at home. Do you know what I mean? By some fellas over here that they shouldn't be getting tested by it. But it's just you can see it's still the standard, the level of standard of the opposition that they've been fighting back home and the opposition you fight over here. So I'd rather be fighting this opposition in the early days, learning and growing, than waiting until my profile is bigger and we're getting up into more important fights and then coming under something unusual that I'm not used to.
Obviously, you're back in action in a month's time in glorious Belfast. Like, did you ever think, I guess when you made your debut earlier this year, that they'd obviously make your Irish homecoming obviously so soon and probably in a great place at Belfast as well, the SSE Arena, which you were at the end of June as well. So you were sort of taking it all in, knowing that that's what to come.
Yeah, yeah, I've been up there a few times now. I've been up there for a few conlan shows, and I get up as much as I can. So I love it up there. Belfast is always a great night, and the SSE is some arena as well. So even when I was up there in June, I didn't even think by the end of the year I'd be back here to fight. It's just that when I got the call for the fight, then I was chuffed. I said SSE arena. I said there's so many times I've been up there for fights. I never thought I'd actually be walking out to fight in there now. So I'm buzzing. The first one back home, with people traveling up. Get back to show everyone what the hype is about is what I'm looking forward to.
I guess the good thing is it's so early on in your career, you're getting the fight obviously in Ireland because, whenever you fight in America quite a lot, early hours in the morning sort of jobs for some people, unless they're the next day off, they're maybe sort of having to go and catch it later, whereas people's going to get a chance to see in the flesh and go, what is all this hype about Brandon?
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and I'm kind of trying to work my fan base on both sides by fighting in the States over here and fighting back home then as well because you know yourself, there's nothing better than the personal touch. So getting to see people, getting to talk to people, getting to see the supporters at home, getting them coming up and watching you. So I'm looking forward to all of that. But it'll be a good night now, yeah.
And obviously, I guess I could have sort of probably twigged on early on when obviously I seen when they announced obviously Paddy was headline and it was going to be in probox. We obviously haven't spoken with this in camera yet, but obviously you have a promotional contract with probox as well, and they seem to be branching probably. Hopefully, I'm not jumping the gun there, but they seem to be branching more into Europe now. So that blends you very well. You can fight at home and in America, and
Yeah,
probox going to
yeah,
do a good job for you on both sides of the Atlantic.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So I'm signing in with them now, and I have a great team looking after me. I have a great team down there, so they're going to guide me. And now I've seen they've another show in Liverpool this weekend as well, so they're spreading out a bit more. So there's more opportunities for me to fight on both sides, yeah, and get fans from both sides of the world. So I have some great opportunities, and I'm looking forward to my next 2 years with them.
And like you're 7 months now since your professional debut. Like, how's the bedding in period one with obviously matchroom Churchill Gym and obviously Pedro and the guys? How's that sort of? Is it everything you sort of expected sort of so far? Is there things that you probably want Craig? I didn't realize this as a professional was going to happen. Is there anything that sort of started
Um,
happening?
no, not even. Everything's been going good. The gym has been going good. There's been good sparring and that coming in. I meet new people over here every day, new opportunities. So everything's living up to the standard as can be so far. The only thing I'm disappointed about is every time I go home, there always seems to be an event or something going on in the gym, and everyone will be in it, and I always miss out on it. I'll be sick, so I do. I come back then when it's all cleared out. But no, it's great gym. Pedro's great. Coaches are great. I'm getting great sparring. So we're just all working with each other at the minute, building each other up, and it'll be an exciting journey now, yeah. But everything's been unreal so far, Steve.
Do you think that they're waiting for you to head home before they plan these events so that you don't
Yeah, I
become a
think
party pooper?
Yeah, I think that's what Eddie's planning. Eddie doesn't want me in the gym when it's going on, so he says whenever that Irish kid is gone, let me know, Pedro, and we'll throw a few yokes into it. You know them now; they won't share anything, Steve.
I guess probably the only thing that's probably changed for you is obviously being so far away from home. Obviously, it's getting used to that sort of process. I guess obviously this is your life now, so you obviously have to go. Like I can't be. You're going to miss home like you probably do, and everything else. But this is your job now, and obviously you have to go and live the dreams that you sort of wanted. So when you do get homesick and things like that, you go, "This is what I'm actually here for."
Oh yeah, of course. Look, it's a lonely place over here, and it's even worse now since Tommy is gone as well. You know what I mean? I'm on my own, and things after training and stuff, and you're in your own head and stuff. So it's just keep the head right. I'm kind of working with a few people back home, keeping the training going, keeping my mind focused and stuff. But just remembering every day what I'm here for. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm over here for. I can enjoy my time off when I'm home or when I'm retired, but at the minute, head down and just work day after day.
I'm guessing it's been a bit tougher, obviously, since Tommy's left. Obviously, the fact that you don't have that sort of, brotherly sort of thing there, But I guess it's just you in your own head to go right. Here's why I'm here. You're getting fights back at home as well, which obviously will perk you up and stuff as well. Like in a month's time, everybody in the SSE is going to be going mad for you.
Yeah,
That's worth these sacrifices you're currently going through.
exactly. I have something to look forward to as well. Something to look forward to getting back for the fight back home and getting to see everyone and building it up. But yeah, yeah, no, but I just know myself that that's what needs to be done when I'm over here. I've no distractions. I've nothing pulling me away from my plan or my dream or anything. It's just head down, focused 6, 8 weeks, and then get back to see everyone then and put on a big performance.
And obviously the card you're sort of sharing, like obviously, a lot of these guys you probably have sort of watched in different cards and things like that. And obviously you're now getting to share cards with them. Obviously Paddy McCrory, obviously his last time out was a headline against Berlanga in America. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you sort of look at these cards and look at the different people. I guess a lot of the people that's on the cards around the same sort of current journey as you at the minute as a pro, but then you've the likes of Tommy McCarthy on the card. You've Kurt, obviously, who was 2021 Olympian. Do
Mm.
you sort of look at sort of these occasions and certain people on cards for you to build experience from?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Even like Kurt and that on it. Like when I first went up into the high performance, Kurt was one of the main lads up there and stuff. So it's great to see now that I'm back a few years later on the undercard of a show that he's fighting on as well, and seeing how far he's gone in his career too. So it's good, and that's the plan for me. Eventually, is work my way up and towards the cards, get higher up into the cards, and then eventually be the main event for a card. But I see there's a lot of young pros on it now as well. Some guys I've fought before on that as well. So you can see the talent is good at the minute, and Irish boxing is booming, so it's great to see as well. It's going to be a good night for Irish boxing.
Definitely. What can we expect sort of from you, obviously, in your third pro fight? I guess you always keep a wee bit for when you come home, So if you anything, obviously, anything hidden inside them gloves, it's going to come out and fight night.
Two heavy hands, Steve. That's about it. No, nothing out of the blue. You're just going to see what I do best. You know what I mean? I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. It's my first one coming home now, so it means a bit more. And I'm just looking forward to a good night. Yeah, good performance. And if the knockout comes, it comes then. But
Do you have many obviously making the trip up from home?
At the minute it could be nearly 100 maybe, but we're kind of slowly getting numbers, you know what I mean, and kind of getting a few people in that together. But it'll be a good night anyway. Yeah, it's still a bit away, just 3.5 hour drive away. So, and a Friday night for people trying to stay as well. But it'll be a good one for the first one.
It's a long trek, but obviously, I guess, it's people planning, obviously getting the business sort of end of the year coming up to Christmas, it's like, I guess people might go, if we don't get to see him this time, when do we do get to see him at home again? So they may have to wait a while. So you're sort of playing that limited time only sort of deal with him to go, I'm here today, but it might be a year before I'm back again.
Exactly. No, of course, yeah. And the sport has been unreal as well back home, and a lot of people, a lot of my sponsors and stuff are working as well with the community and they're trying to get as much people up. So I'm very thankful for them too. Do you know what I mean? The Out Shabeen Bar in the Thai and ERCL, they're doing great work back with the community because it's hard for me to stay engaged with the community over here and kind of publish myself and post myself and that. So they do a great job back home, and they're going to organise buses and stuff like that. So it could be a night not to miss. Yeah, you mightn't see me for a while, Steve.
Definitely. Well, look, obviously, we know it's still early in the morning with you yet. We obviously caught you between sessions. I think it's coming up 7:30 in the morning now. Is that correct?
Yeah, 7:30. Yeah, so I'm just back from my track session there at 6 o'clock. I'm going to catch a quick nap before I go back down to the gym now for 11. Yeah.
that's why I don't want to keep you too long. So obviously I know that rest period is important. But look, obviously thanks for joining me so early in the morning. Obviously it's 3:30 here in the afternoon now, so we're well ahead of you in time. You'll catch
Yeah.
up with some time in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, definitely back into real time.
You definitely will. But look, thanks as always for your time, Brandon. And we'll no doubt catch up with you in 5 weeks in Belfast.
Lovely, appreciate it, Steve.
Cheers, Brandon. Take care.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.